As pressure continues to mount on Mnangagwa and his cabal, the Mafidi dynasty, and them also throwing stones at anyone who is criticizing Mnangagwa, the amendment of the constitution, and of course, people that are saying Mnangagwa has failed, we continue to see the pressure mounting in Zimbabwe, tensions rising in the country, and arrogance also taking its toll right from the camp of Mnangagwa. We've seen the war veterans, cracking in between, with some going one direction and others going the other side. And we have another group of war veterans that is led by Comrade Geza. These ones, they are just running with their business and they know what they want and they are pushing for what they want to push. But we see cracks all over, and even within ZANU-PF, there are many cracks also that are happening, including in Varakash's team. We have seen Varakash also breaking in between, and some coming on the one side, others on the other. When the war veterans split, we saw Douglas Mahia, who used to be one of the critics of Mnangagwa, who really wanted to see Mnangagwa go down, is finally being included in the feeding trough. And of late, he has started speaking the same language with the rest of them that are stealing together with Emerson Mnangagwa. So Douglas Mahia has been warned against the reckless promises to tear down the constitution. He has repeatedly said this over and over from the presser he started, and wherever he is going and addressing crowds, Mahia is always on record saying that he is going to allow the tearing down of the constitution if it does not do what we want according to him. So it seems like this is now the gospel is running around with. So Jose Mviringi says, yeah, this is treasonous. Unobvarura constitution yakaitwa nevanhu wakamira sani nawe Douglas Mahia uchamhanya wangu. Right. Indeed, people are continue to remind him that his days are numbered and very, very soon things are going to be ugly. Let's just hear what he continues to say as he gathers people around.
Isusu tatai kumozambiki takataura tichiti asi constitution. Takataura isusu tikati constitution. Tinononyora kana yakuita zvatisingadi tinobvarura. Tonyora ino. Saka kana takuda kunyora imwe hautirambidzwi nekuti yakuda yauri kutaura nezvayo isiri kuita zvatinoda taakubvarura nekuti ndisitakayinyora ndeyedu.
The question is, when he says Ndisitaka Inyora, who is he speaking on behalf? Because it was written by the Zimbabwean people, right? Zimbabweans had to go to a referendum and voted. I don't know how many Zimbabweans by that time. I think it was about 3 million, if I'm right. I stand to be corrected there. I think it was 3 million plus people that voted for that constitution. So now, who is Mahia to want to tell us that he can change the constitution at any time when they feel or they deem it is not saying what they want? How the constitution is not a human being. It's not a human being who can say one thing today and then tomorrow changes and says another thing. Why today are you talking of constitution doing or saying what you don't want? Because the constitution has been saying the very same thing from the day that we passed it, and you were also there. If you were also there, obviously, and you knew what it was saying then. What the constitution was saying then is still the same thing that the constitution is saying today. So there's no difference. There's no difference. So he's trying to be clever, and yet he's very foolish. And you can't change it again without going back to the people of Zimbabwe. You have to go back to the people and ask the people whether they are in agreement with the constitutional amendment. If not, they will tell you in a referendum that they don't want. So why are you afraid of going through the process? If you are so confident of the thing that you want to do, then go through the right channels, the right processes, and then if you win, you win. But they are trying to frog march people into just submitting to it. They want to force it down the throne of the throat of the Zimbabwean people, and it's not going to work. It's not going to work because the resistance has been seen already. The resistance is more than what they may even believe. So let them continue to try it. We will see what is going to be happening later on. These people like Mahia, these are the people that will end up in prison if they are not careful. And I think they are taking a risk now. It's a do or die situation because if Mnangagwa goes down, their life is not going to be again okay in Zimbabwe.
Saka Mashonaland Central. Ndida kupedzisira ndichiti Mwari wamasimba ose ari kumusoro kudenga akukomborerei, akuitirei zvakanaka, akurwirei, akuporesei kana muchirwara.
I don't I don't know what this is. You know, some people amene kuti vanenge vakamborova mutoriro here kana kuti since they are the manufacturers of zvimbwa and mutoriro, I think they will have taken a little bit before they go to talk to people, because this Mahia, with the kind of disrespect he's giving or showing to the people of Zimbabwe, he has no mandate whatsoever to be talking about what he's talking. Anyway, Zimbabwean people will continue to resist this foolish stance of Mnangagwa's cabal, because they know that they are looting from the country. All they want is, they don't even want Mnangagwa. They don't even want Mnangagwa. What they want is to use him. And they've seen that he's a weak guy when it comes to accountability and wanting to see if people are doing things in the right way. So they found a loophole in Mnangagwa of saying he's reckless and clumsy. So they want to utilize that opportunity and use it to steal as much as they can. Whoever is given any place where they work, they will have to try and see how they can also be stealing from that very place. That is now the spirit of ZANU-PF, which is aligned to Mnangagwa. And the resistance is coming from General Chiwenga himself, speaking about it many times, and of course those that are with him, and many other Zimbabweans are actually in agreement, including the war veterans. So the pressure is too much, and I don't see Mnangagwa crossing over June. I don't see Mnangagwa crossing over June. As long as things continue in this way, he may not be able to cross June. So let's continue to watch the space and pray, of course, for Zimbabwe, with the plans of God for Zimbabwe, knowing what God wants to do in our nation. We are confident that freedom for Zimbabwe is coming. And there is no one who can delay or derail what God is doing in this season. I wish Mnangagwa would get to understand that the things that are happening on this earth, they have some power that controls this, and that power is not from a man. So whatever that they can plan, Nana Mahia and Nana Ziambi and sitting down in their meetings, they can plan everything that they want, humanly possible. But the final result or the final outcome will come from what God says. And what God is saying in this season is that this is the season of change, and no other way Zimbabwe is going towards freedom. So we stick with what God says. They can stick with what they want to stick to, but we will see who is going to come out victorious. Let's continue standing and praying. God is in it and freedom is coming. Thank you so much. We shall be meeting tomorrow on the same platform as we continue to discuss issues pertaining to our country. You are blessed.